Hi there, and welcome to this video where I'm going to test if the top 5 tested strategies of my strategy league will make the right decisions during these bearish times. But before I continue, I want to say that bear markets can be absolutely terrifying when you see that everybody is running to the exit and in the meantime people lose all of their gains, or even worse, their hard-earned money which they need in real life. Therefore, I want to say that it's really important that you only trade or make risky investments with money that you are willing to lose when things turn out wrong. With these external events like the Russian invasion in Ukraine, the Corona lockdown in China, the Fed rate hikes, inflation and a possible global recession, everybody is very uncertain on what the future brings, and you can see that clearly in the markets. Also, the Luna debacle of the last couple of days did not help either, and a lot of people, including myself, lost money on this investment. So, now it's time to pick up the pieces and learn from our mistakes, so that we are better prepared for the future. Now, all these events got me wondering which of the strategies that were tested earlier could perform the best under these recent circumstances. I always backtested these with data that ended on January the 1st of this year, and it contains also multiple bear markets. But still, I got curious and wanted to know which of the top 5 strategies until so far performed the best. And by that I mean preserve the profits that are possibly made or protect the initial money available for trading. So again, I took these top 5 strategies which I have retested in the latest version of the Freqtrade bot and did the following. The backtests I did were roughly the same as always, but this time I only used the data from the 1st of January up until Friday the 30th of May. Then I used the top 50 coins of the beginning of this year, so I recalibrated this list as well to reflect the most popular coins at the time. I only used the optimized strategies because this optimization caused the strategies to earn their places on the league chart. So by doing this I made a foundation for testing under similar circumstances, and the only variables in this test are the strategies themselves. And so we are trying to find the answer to the question: which strategy would have the best performance under these bearish circumstances? Now let's do these backtests on the strategies and the time frames and see how these would perform under the market conditions over the last 5 months. Oh, and of course this video is just speculation on how it hypothetically could go if you follow these strategies. But there's no guarantee that these also could work in the future. These only help you trying to get a higher probability to make profitable trades. And I do not recommend any strategy nor give financial advice. And always please do your own research before using any information in real trading. So now let's continue with the tests. As you can see, the Keltner channel strategy almost immediately went underwater after the first couple of trades, which means that your total trading balance is experiencing a drawdown from the start of 2022. Apparently the conditions of this strategy detect that a position should be made, but immediately the markets reversed and the open position became a losing position. At some point the strategy indeed made money, so this drawdown was minimized. You can see this because the amount of open trades also went up. However, from the beginning of April again, market conditions went against this strategy. At some point making the strategy take in a position, but then quickly reversed into a losing one. And at the end having to suffer a $50 loss or so on its initial $1,000. Now the second strategy that I've tested was the NostalgiaForInfinity strategy. You can see on this graph that it actually performs quite good up until the end of March. It actually managed to attain a profit of almost $200, so that looks very good. But then the drawdown really kicks in and some bad trades are made by the strategy, eventually ending up with a loss of around $250 in the end. The SMA and RSI strategy actually lets you wait for a couple of months before it got into some action, But then, when the strategy finally got the triggers it needed to buy into positions, the market reversed and you'd end up losing around $150 or so. The one thing that might catch your eye is the profit on this strategy made on Luna, and if we dive into the chart of this pair, then you'd see that the strategy actually solved this pair just in time before it went into its death spiral and capitulated to zero, which I think is a remarkable achievement. And you would be having a lot of luck if you did the same. Now the fourth strategy on this list is the RSI, Stochastics and MACD combination. And as you already can see after watching the three similar charts earlier, this strategy also has a drawdown after a couple of weeks without action. At some point it actually was profitable, but quickly gave it away again and could not retain these profits. You can see here that the profits some pairs made are quickly dissolved by the losses some other pairs made. The final strategy I tested is the Vulcan strategy, which is on the 4-hour time frame. And also, even if it is a top 5 winning strategy over the last 10 years or so, these couple of months proved to be too much, and from the start you can see that the total trading capital diminishes. Also here, some coins make good profits, but there are also some that are brutal to this strategy and keep losing money for you. This strategy doesn't seem to keep your money safe and keeps triggering, but the direction of the position is not sustainable and ends up in the wrong way of the trade, so it actually helps you lose money. Now, as we compare all these strategies with each other by the profit they make or keep and compare them with the total crypto market capitalization, then you see that most of the strategies lose their money in the last couple of months, where a bear trend was starting up until today. Keep in mind though that these charts do not exactly overlap, so I hope you get the point here. The NFIX strategy does have a lot of potential and grows capital during the first couple of months, but these last few weeks proved to be too much for this strategy as well. The Keltner, SMA and RSI and combination of RSI, stock and MACD could somehow hold their ground a little bit and during the last bullish cycle regained their losses. However, from the last peak on, they still managed to make trades, which indicates that the indicators were still triggered for some coins during that time. But eventually and unfortunately, they all reversed back to the downside and lost money after all. And finally, the Vulcan strategy is just not worth using these times. It's just a slow drain on the capital, and maybe could be improved if it had an extra indicator for bull or bear periods. And now the question rises, which of these strategies actually could help you keep most of your trading capital so that you can use this in the next bullish phase of this market cycle? And with the help of my updated strategy league scorecard, I scored these top 5 strategies performances and have the following results. As you can see, the combination of RSI, Stochastics and MACD to determine buy and sell moments proved to be the strategy that preserved your trading capital the best. You'd still end up losing $50 or so, but at least you did not get totally wrecked in this market. Now, even with the loss of around $125 with the SMA RSI strategy, you still have enough capital to use in a new bull cycle, but losing more will be troublesome. Otherwise, you would not have enough capital to use for 10 open trades at the same time. Then it might be better to scale down the amount of open trades to 6 or 3 or so. In all cases, this bearish period should not be too long or provide you with too many false signals. That is, entry signals that eventually will reverse into losing positions because of external circumstances and such. Anyway, this was a hypothetical exercise to see if the top 5 strategies until now would perform well enough to get you through these nasty bearish periods. Again, this is no guarantee that these will do well in the future, and this is not financial or trading advice. But I hope that you find this video informative, and if you like this video, then you know the drill. Click on the like button, tap on the bell icon and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content about crypto and trading. And I will see you in my next video. Goodbye and good luck.